Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And so in today's video, it's kind of a response to Sneed Mobile Tech's video regarding Boost Mobile ready to rumble with big carriers out there. But before getting into that, you guys could do me a solid if you guys would smash that like button. I would really appreciate that. That helps get my video out there for more people to see. And if you guys would like to try out Helium Mobile, you guys could do that just by using my promo code, which gets you guys your first month for free to try them out. It's also in the description if you guys want to look back at it later on. But anyways, let's get into the video at hand. And this is based on an article from Fierce Network. I'll have the link in the description for you guys. But Ergen's sweetener wasn't sweet enough in Dish DirecTV deal. And why does this correlate with Boost Mobile? Well, EchoStar owns Boost Mobile, Dish TV, and they were betting on this deal to kind of help alleviate some of the stress they have financially when it comes to debts that they owe. But you know what? To tell people out there who were panicking because the deal didn't go through, they were already thinking about ways of pushing forward if the deal didn't go through. So it's not like that they had everything bet on this. Charlie Ergen's a guy with like 9 lives and continues to be that way. So we'll see what happens going forward. But if those who want to know, you guys can read this article. It'll explain a little bit more about why the Dish deal fell through. One of the things that they have, and it's in bullet pointed on the top right there, was of course Dish bondholders rejected terms that would have seen their investments reduced by 1.5 billion. That was one of the big things. So, and then also for those who don't know, analysts do believe that they'll come back to the table for a deal in the future to merge Dish into DirecTV. So it's not completely a dead idea, but the deal is dead. And so that's something that I think that, people need to understand. And why does this correlate with Boost Mobile? Well, EchoStar is betting everything on Boost Mobile. They know that this is probably the path that they needed to take in order for them to, not only be a sustainable company, but also, to make money. As every business out there, that's something that we as customers kind of forget with these companies. They're out to make money. And they're going to do all these little weird things that sometimes we don't understand why they're doing it, but in their eyes it seems like they think it's going to make them some money. And that's the whole point of business, is to make money. Nobody starts a business because they just want to give away money. Okay? That's just not how business works. But with Boost Mobile claiming that they are ready to rumble, I don't think so. There are areas with Boost Mobile that they really need to fix. They really need to fix these areas and things that just need to be reworked. One of the areas that they really need to fix is their customer service. And I used to be part of their customer service team. I'll admit that. There are things about their customer service team that seem like a good idea, but also when you have people in place that's kind of giving, one-off answers, right? Like you call in about the same problem and one tells you yes, one tells you no, one tells you when a cow jumps over the moon, and one tells you when pigs fly. Those are 4 different answers for just one question. It shouldn't be that way when it comes to customer service. So I feel like that one of the ways Boost can strengthen themselves is by focusing on fixing customer service. Okay? The network is the network. For those who complain, like I get drop calls and all this other stuff. Look, if you're in an area where they have built out their network, but it's not refined, you're gonna be facing issues. Boost 5G is a brand new network built. It is not piggybacking off any other service provider. It's not piggybacking off AT&T. It's not piggybacking off T-Mobile. Why do I say that? Well, because they're not an MV. They're not a Their Boost 5G is not an MVNO system, okay? It's their own system. People need to understand that. It's their own system. So yes, it's going to have flaws. It's not perfect. It's being built. This is the reason why that they do have an MVNO agreement with T-Mobile and AT&T. They have the agreement so that way their customers have service connections on their devices until they get their network completely built out. Yes, they have a time frame. Yes, they were thrown a bone. The FCC threw them a bone about, extending the time that it would take them to build out their network even further. And, they were able to procure some more, funds to help try to do that, because it's not easy and it's not cheap building a network. Let's just put it that way. Especially a standalone 5G network. That is the other reason why sometimes that it doesn't seem the greatest when you don't have anything to fall back on. You look at T-Mobile and their 5G connections before they started to roll out standalone 5G. When they were non-standalone, they had the LTE to fall back on. Boost 5G doesn't have LTE to fall back on. They have no 4G network built. Everything is bet on 5G because this is a brand new network that they're building. And this is the reason why that a lot of us who may seem like that we don't like them, it doesn't mean that we don't like them. We want to see them do better, because we need 4 carriers to compete in order to keep costs down for us customers. We need 4 carriers. To say outlandish things like, they should just go away and shut it down, that's pretty ridiculous, because if they go away and shut it down, you give the power into the 3 carriers that remain, and you give them the power to really start to elevate pricing. I mean, you started to see a glimpse of it with like Verizon raising prices, T-Mobile raising prices, right? It's, those companies feel like that, Boost is gonna fall into the abyss of the unknown, and it'll just be a three-way battle. So we need Boost Mobile to continue on. And people can name off ideas like maybe Mint should get in there and become, like, no, come on, let's get real. Mint is owned by T-Mobile. T-Mobile's not going to let Mint become a 4th carrier. Visible owned by Verizon. Okay? So those companies don't count. Mingle, a company that just recently came up and that uses T-Mobile's network, like, no, I don't think so. Boost is what we have. Like it or not, it's what we have. And if you want things to get better, you have to give real feedback. Feedback is not you suck, shut down. That's not feedback. Feedback is this doesn't work. This is not working in this area. That is not working in that area. Your customer service gave me 5 different answers. They need to be educated more. Like, that's giving honest feedback. Boost and all the things that it does, right? Like, I can name one thing that I really want Boost to do is that's to restructure their plans. It doesn't make sense to me to have a $25 30 gig data plan, and then the next tier up is a $50 plan that gives you 40 gigs of data. It doesn't make sense to me, because with the $25 plan, if you just add the speed pass for $10, you get 40 gigs of data for $35. Me personally, I don't care about their deal savings. Oh, you can get up to $230 off a new phone. I buy my phones used, unlocked. I don't care, but I don't like financing a device. I know other people will take the option of financing a device, and hey, that's great for them. But restructure the plans. Give a little bit more data on the $50 plan. Instead of 40, do 50 gigs. And on the $60 plan, do 100 gigs. Because if you're on the Boost native 5G network, your limitation is 100 gigs of data, and then you're throttled. But on the AT&T side, it's 30 gigs, and then you're throttled, or 40 gigs, and you're throttled, or 50 gigs, and you're throttled. So they need to restructure their plans. Betting everything on infinite, access plans, whether for iPhone or for Galaxy. I mean, those are great deals that people can take advantage of, and I can see how that could be a little bit of enticing the people to kind of join over, to kind of port over to Boost Mobile. Okay, I mean, they pretty much like set the foundation to bring prices down to $25 for unlimited plans. You look at companies like Metro by T-Mobile that has a $25 unlimited. Cricket does too. Visible's been doing it for the longest time. So like with Boost doing it, it kind of just pushed into that boundary. And then you got Helium Mobile for $20 and all these other companies doing it. Like, they just need to listen to customers. You won't go wrong if you listen to your customers plus your finance advisors. You'll come up with something pretty decent and pretty good, but Boost Mobile has to take this seriously. And that's what we don't feel from Boost Mobile. We don't feel like they're taking it seriously. So we need them to really start listening to their customer base. They've sent people into my Facebook group for Boost Mobile to look. I mean, what's his name? He used to call himself Boost Mobile Mike. That guy was a member of my group for a while before he left Boost Mobile. So they were in there. You have access to a lot of customers' thoughts about it. You can cipher between who's being genuine and who's just being a genuine troll. You have the brain capacity to think of all that stuff. So you have methods out there to find out what works for your customers. Listen to your customers, Boost. That is your greatest weapon that you can weaponize to help your business grow. That's where I leave it at. So do I think that Boost Mobile is ready to rumble? I don't. But it's not to say that because they're bad. It's because I think that they still need to do a bit more shifting around to get things just right before they start really kind of going after big wireless carriers. But that's my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts, comments, concerns, emotional outbursts? Drop them in the comment section of the video. Thanks for checking out today's video. I superly duperly appreciate that. And yes, don't forget to smash that like button. That really does help out. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Allah.